Good morning, Elijah.
Good morning.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Welcome back to the Critically Accurate Podcast. I'm William. That's Elijah.
Yep.
And this week we're doing another rundown of Marvel movies. Getting close to the end here.
Yeah, there's, as of right now, only two more.
Two more?
After these two.
And then we'll do Captain Marvel.
That's 2 weeks.
And then we'll do our big one. And then the next movie comes out, Endgame.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
This week we got Spider-Man Homecoming and
Thor
Ragnarok, which I think are two really, really good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. And our list this week is best soundtracks.
Yep.
So, yeah. Got any news this week?
I don't think so.
I mean, the Oscars are tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we'll probably do an episode on that next week.
Yep.
So, and Black Panther's nominated.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
they extended their best picture from 7 to 10, which they should have done a long time ago to be more inclusive.
All right.
Especially if they're going to include shit like, The Post or something. You know what I mean? Like, just things that get best picture nods just because they have famous people in them and they're about important things,
Right.
So,
yeah.
because I think the Oscars has been, what do you call it, notorious for leaving out what most people would think are the best pictures of the year.
Right. Or favorite.
Yeah, for sure. Batman.
I was about to say The Dark Knight,
for example. It's like, just because it's a comic book movie doesn't mean it's great.
Yeah.
That's probably the best movie that came out that year,
Yeah.
So.
What chance do you think Black Panther has of actually winning?
They don't have any chance of winning.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I think Black Panther's not even that great of a movie. I mean, it's good. It's a good movie, but it's not like best picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if what's it called? You bought. If if Mad Max isn't gonna win best picture when it was out and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's just. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what wins though.
Yeah. I heard, is it Roma? What's that movie? Roma? That's one, right? One of the nominees. You don't know?
I don't know. I need to look at them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of them.
I'm personally wanting Black Klansman to win, but...
Have you seen that movie?
Huh? It's really good.
I need to watch that.
You do?
I need to watch that. I've heard it's very good.
It is very good.
Very good. I watched a really good movie this week, but I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get in a list?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
I'm going to play with all my stuffed cat and moving it.
Oh, he's such an asshole. All right, top 7 soundtracks.
Yes. So, this one was probably the easiest list I've ever made.
Yeah, I made it pretty damn quick.
Usually I'll have a basis, like a spine of it, like ones I know, and then I'll fill in with research. This one I have to research any.
Gotcha.
So
I'm gonna guess yours is more based on, like, what do you call it? Like songs that were made from movies.
Made for the movie?
Yeah.
Well, partially.
And mine is more just like.
Did you include scores as well? Or just soundtracks?
Yeah, scores.
Okay. I just did straight soundtracks.
So that's good. That'll give us a good difference because a lot of mine is more. Because a lot of mine are like music made for the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're like good songs to listen to regardless. So. Yep.
Cool. All right. I'll start it off. You did 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My number 7 is 8 Mile.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular songs you love off of that one?
Well, I mean, like Lose Yourself, for instance.
Yep.
One of the most played songs and known songs of all time.
Yeah, one of the most famous Eminem songs of all time.
Yeah. The other ones are still good. They're not as good, but when you get someone to sit down and create an entire album for something, especially if it's their movie, it's
and Eminem's like,
a lot of meaning behind it.
God, he's so annoying.
I know. I'm just trying to pet you. Are you stuck on my arm?
Leave it to the podcast cat.
I know.
To ruin everything. There you go. Relax, buddy. Yeah, and Eminem's just like, he just knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And this was like prime Eminem.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't trust him behind me. He's gonna
just knock him off. What is his thought process right now?
You gonna go in the window? There you go. Go. All right. Would you like to say number 7?
Okay. I've got this, and I think it's interesting because the movie it came from is not my favorite, but I think the song and the music from the movie is pretty damn good, and it's the Batman vs Superman soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
So you got like I don't know. I just love the dark, brooding Hans Zimmer.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
He did most of them. Yeah, he does. Yeah, and what's it called? I don't know. Like it's just it matches Zack Snyder's vision very well. I may not particularly love the idea of like the story and stuff in that movie, but like the music is very good.
Yeah,
and like for example the Batman fight scene that everybody loves. The music's very good for that. And when Wonder Woman shows up, her score is very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Mm-hmm. So, and I still listen to those today. Like, you know what I mean? I'll just slap that on whenever I'm feeling like I need to get pumped up or something.
I was about to say.
You know?
Focused and need to get something done.
So, yep.
Cool. All right. My number 6 is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Dude, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I thought about putting that on here. Some of those songs, like... There's no way they actually sing it, right? The actors?
I don't know. Probably not.
But man, that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah. Like the Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yeah.
That's classic. It's like you might not even have to have seen the movie, but you know what that is.
You probably heard the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of my favorite parts of that movie is when they're singing in the
booth.
You know, in the booth.
In the booth. Fire in the booth. Yep.
That's a good one. I honestly thought about putting that on there. I was like, I don't know. So,
yeah.
Yep.
But if you went for straight soundtracks, possibly.
Yeah, maybe if it was pure, like, had to have music soundtracks, yeah. My number 6 is The Place Beyond the Pines.
Okay.
I forget who makes this, but there's just some, like, very good focus piano scores and like really nice. I don't know. Just
you said Place Beyond the Pines?
Yeah.
I'll look it up for you.
Some very nice just songs to just sit there and listen to.
Yeah. Mike Patton.
The number 1 song in there, I think it's Snow Angel. That's a great fucking and The Place Beyond the Pines, obviously. But yeah.
What'd you say? Snow what?
Snow Angel, I think it's called.
The Snow Angel? Yeah.
The Snow Angel, yeah. That's probably the best one on there. So
never actually seen it.
That's a good movie, by the way.
Really?
It's got it's got Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper, and it's really freaking good. It's a long
Ray Liotta.
it does have Ray Liotta in it. It's a long movie though.
Oh yeah.
It's probably like
2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out there. But it's really good. You should watch it. You watch it when I watch Bad Times at the El Royale.
No, I said I would watch something when you watched First Man. I said I would watch First Man when you watch Bad Times.
I think you'd like Place Beyond the Pines more than First Man, but...
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. All right. What you got?
My number 5 is Space Jam.
What music is it? I've never seen Space Jam, so
Space Jam, the song. There's like Fly Like an Eagle. There's a lot of stuff, but
really,
yeah, it's really good. A lot of it does feel shoehorned in, but it's still a good soundtrack.
Okay.
So, and I recently watched it in my downtime. So
really,
yeah, that's why it was fresh on my mind as well.
I think they're making a new one, aren't they?
Yep, with LeBron.
Wow. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I've never heard it, so I can't say anything about it. But
really, you've seen Space Jam, right?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Never seen Space Jam.
Ow.
There's a lot of things that I've never seen.
That's true. There's a lot of things.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People are always like, "You haven't seen that?" It's like, no, I haven't. So
it's actually a really short movie.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that long.
But then I've seen other things. Like me, I went to go see a movie last night.
Oh gosh.
Ugh. Yes.
Like in theaters?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Megan wanted to go see it. I know it's February movie month, so.
Oof. What is it?
You want to guess which movie I went to go see?
Is it Fighting With My Family?
No.
Oh, okay.
Megan wanted to see it.
I don't even know if the movies are out. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. What is it?
It's got Rebel Wilson in it.
Oh, is it Isn't it romantic?
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. What's the guy from Workaholics is in it?
Adam something. Yeah.
Adam Levine? Divine?
Yeah, that sounds right. Divine.
He's super freaking funny.
Yeah.
he's so funny in that movie.
Have you seen
the first scene, right? They're like in this office and it's like all women and he's like the only guy in there. And he walks up and he's like covering his nipples and he goes, "I will not have you objectifying men in this office." It's so fun. He's hilarious.
Have you seen him in that like DoorDash commercial?
Yes, dude.
All these people motivating and like, I got to get up and do it or something. He's like, "I just want my Taco Bell delivered."
He is a funny guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not that bad, but
that's good.
And it was short and sweet. It was like 140 with like 10 minutes of credits, so it was like an hour and 30-minute movie. And what's his face? Liam Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Being like a bimbo Australian is hilarious. Yeah, just his Australian accent.
Right.
"Hello, good morning, beautiful." He's so funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, my number 5 is the Game of Thrones soundtrack. Just the whole like the music throughout that entire thing is amazing. If you listen to the Game of Thrones, you like the theme song is amazing. Like Jon Snow's score is amazing. Cersei Lannister's is amazing. Like everything is good, and it's one of those that like it enhances the visuals. It doesn't take it away, right?
Right.
You're not like, what is this music in the background? So, yeah.
Cool. And that's especially cool because it's TV.
Yeah, and it's like 7 seasons, so they've made a lot of music and like you know there's songs in there too. You know what I mean? Like there's not just like the something of Kashmir or something like that is the Lannister song that they play at the Red Wedding and everything like that. And it's just like there's songs in there as well, so it's a good balance of like scores and songs and everything. It's good stuff. So
cool. All right. Well, number 4 is Forrest Gump.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's some classics in there.
There are. You know, like Fortunate Son. That one's pretty memeable.
Which one?
Fortunate Son. Like any Vietnamese war.
I mean,
type
Fortunate
movie.
Son is a great song.
Yeah.
Just to begin with, and it fits that movie so well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head right now, but I mean, all of them, because they were like redefining decades right there, and those are some of the most popular songs of those decades to make you feel like that was when that was happening. You know? So
it like puts you back in the time.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, definitely.
Yes,
and that's just a classic movie, so
yeah,
makes sense. All right, this is my first like soundtrack.
Oh.
Drive.
I knew you would put that on here.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I freaking Kavansky is a lot on this, and I don't know. I love just synth rock music,
right?
When it's paired well with the movie, and Drive is just the perfect example of that. So, sweet. Also a very good movie. So, yeah.
You always have loved that movie.
I love Drive.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Is it on your movie list? Your favorites?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of movies that are better than Drive, but
that's true.
Just because you don't think it's the best movie of all time doesn't mean I want to watch it more than, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, I think Seven is one of the best movies of all time, but I don't want to sit down and watch that movie all the time. It's just kind of like...
it's hard to. That's why.
Exactly. But Drive is like a good, fun time, and you get to see some violence and some driving and some love and all sorts of stuff, you know? So...
That's where, doesn't he like curb stomp a guy in the elevator?
Oh, dude, he freaking smashes a dude's face in the elevator. It's horrific. Yeah. And the girl is sitting there like, I'm like, yeah, that would be pretty fucking brutal. Yep.
All right, my number 3, I have Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have that as well. Wait. No, I don't. I took it off.
Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to have any of the same on here.
We are.
Oh, okay.
We are.
Yeah, so Guardians is really the movie that made me start paying attention
to soundtracks.
To soundtracks.
I agree with that.
So, it's only like 2014, I think.
Yep.
So, it's crazy that, I mean, all these movies I said before came out beforehand, but it's always like, you never pay attention to it in the movie or you never listen to it outside of the movie.
I think something that the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack did so well that a lot of other movies haven't. Is it's a kids movie, right?
Yeah.
But it's all the songs on there came out way before the audience were even born for that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, but we still like them, or at least I do. You know what I mean? There's still great songs, so it's just like, it's cool that, you know, they didn't have to include something new or hip or popular to make it everyone say like it's one of the best soundtracks.
It was his like bridge to the past.
Yeah,
because his mom gave him that soundtrack.
True, it wasn't like it's just a soundtrack in the movie. It's like it has some sort of semblance and some sort of grounding in the actual film versus just being like a thing attached to the film.
Yeah,
you know, which some of these are just attached to the film, which is pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I should probably put it on my list now that I just fought for it so well.
Nice.
This is the one that I think is going to be on your list as well.
Okay.
It's the Black Panther soundtrack.
Is that your number 3?
That's my number 3.
Okay.
Do you have it on yours?
Yeah, it's my number 2.
Okay. We'll talk about it later then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your number 2?
My number 2.
Perfect.
Well, we'll just talk about it right now.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Like, Black Panther kind of changed somewhat, like, the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. I would agree.
Just like the... kind of like, how to phrase this, like the world in it, kind of like, I'm trying to think. You ever have a thought in your head and you just can't put it into words?
Yep.
Yeah.
You made it more serious.
Yeah.
Started to change the tone of the universe, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Because Black Panther is kind of a dark movie, if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of death in Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know? And, I mean, the villain actually dies. Like, he doesn't, you know? Like, most of the time the villain's, like, locked away or, you know... Like, for example, Spider-Man, it's like, you know, he doesn't die. He subdues him and then he gets sent to prison or, you know, or the big bad is, like, some alien villain so you don't really care that he dies. But this movie, like, made it more serious, right?
Yeah. And what I was trying to say earlier, it's... everything that came before this is really focused on, like, the peak of, like, the hero, for instance, is always at, like, the peak of their life. Like, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, I mean, like, Thor, you know, like, all of them are, like upper class, sort of, like, top of their profession or whatever, where Black Panther starts as, I know he's a king and stuff, but... you know, it's having to work his way up to gain, like, the trust of every...
Yeah, and the notoriety.
Yeah, of the people. He has to prove himself, and he has... and, like, Killmonger, for instance, like, his whole story of vengeance to the crown because it was kind of stolen from him, you know, because of what T'Challa's father did to his dad, even though his dad was kind of going rogue.
Yep.
So, it's kind of like a underworld sort of view.
Yeah.
compared to everything that's... posh and nice and super rich, fancy billionaire stuff going on.
Yeah.
So even though Wakanda's like super advanced technologically, it still had like a real world feel to it.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to think. Sorry.
Okay. And
the soundtrack is really good.
Well, the soundtrack kind of feels influenced by that as well.
Yeah, it's got like the urban beats to it.
Exactly, and they got like people from like Atlanta, you know what I mean? Like streets of Atlanta to kind of make that soundtrack, you know?
Yeah, well, like the whole thing was Kendrick.
Exactly. Feels more grounded, you know?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yep.
I love that soundtrack.
Your number 2, sir.
My number 2 is Whiplash.
Okay.
It's a movie I just watched the other day, but I've gone back to its soundtrack whenever I'm studying or doing homework because it's just like, it's some mad focus music. Let me tell you. And I don't know what it is, but like after watching that movie, I'm like, I can hear drums now. Like, drums are normally in the background, but like after watching that movie, you kind of like, I don't know, you have a respect for like different genres of music. Like I would never listen to jazz music normally, but like like the overture for Whiplash is just like the perfect studying music, and it's just like it's not too upbeat, it's not too downbeat, it's just perfect, and it's just like that whole movie, all the songs in there are just like perfect.
Cool. Yeah. All right, think we got the same number one?
I doubt it.
Okay, so my number one is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Crap.
What?
I didn't even put that on here.
I was curious. I was like, what is your face? You're like, why would I put that on there?
No, that's actually really good, and I didn't put that on there. Crap.
Because it won our 2018 awards, for me anyway. I don't remember what you put, but it was either that or Black Panther. But I just think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack is more movie-focused than commercial game.
For sure.
Like Black Panther was in some aspects. And just, even though you don't necessarily have to play an entire song to have it in there, like there was one song, for instance, it was like a Nicki Minaj song and some other people, and it was literally in the movie for like 5 minutes. It was when he first left his house to go to school. Okay. When he was walking down the street, and it was like that Hispanic theme one.
Yeah.
You know, it was that one. It's in the movie for like 10 seconds. Yeah. You know, where they care more about relating it to the movie than
using it properly.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Sunflower's in there, but it's like it makes sense. It's like, that's like his favorite song, right? So he plays it when he like needs to be in his happy place. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
like when you need to relax, calm down.
It's a very like relaxing song, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not like he's listening to like some crazy song to like get relaxed. You know? Yep. It's like, he's not listening to what's the main when he jumps out the window?
What's Up Danger?
Yeah, he's not listening to like What's Up Danger to like get mellow, like, oh, what's up, danger? No, it's like it fits perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah. My number one is the Nolan Batman series.
Okay.
And just because I think Batman has always had an amazing theme, like from back in the day. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows the Batman theme, and like Christopher Nolan got, you know, Hans Zimmer, that's his boy, you know, and made that soundtrack, and it's just like, it's good. Every part of it's like, especially in The Dark Knight, like all the Joker stuff and all the Batman stuff is just really, really good. Yeah. So, yep.
That reminds me, you know what movie I think could potentially have a really good one coming up is Far From Home. Yeah, because I really enjoyed the Spider-Man theme.
When I watched Spider-Man, I know exactly what you're talking about. The dun, 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 dun. It's so good. Like I don't know what it is.
Well, they changed it a little bit. Yeah, like it's the same beats and stuff. It's just like a different instrument or tuning on it or something. But I like it.
Yeah, it's more
it's like a triumphant, noble sort of feel to it.
Yeah, and it's not the 60s, you know. Here comes the Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It's like it's dun 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 dun. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was thinking about that on the way over here because I was like, man, that movie had a really good
way over here to your own house.
Yeah, I came from Megan's. I was just like, it had a really good. That has a really good run up. I don't know. It's good.
We'll have to see how the rest of it is.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Another movie that. An honorable mention, I forgot to mention at the beginning, was A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale. Yes. Oh, my God, yes. Yeah. That's the jousting movie with
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger in it.
Yeah.
That's a good
one. The reason it didn't make my list is it was a little shoehorned.
Definitely.
You know, like they're playing We Will Rock You and, you know, all these other famous rock songs and
stuff. I think it's funny how, like, the crowd's into it, too, though.
Like they know these songs already somehow.
Yeah. And it's like, it makes sense because that movie's like funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, that's a good movie, man.
It is a good movie.
I'm just sitting here thinking about all like, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Pretty sure there's like a really funny fourth wall break in it too or something. Where he brings out a script and reads it or something.
That movie would not ever be made nowadays.
Oh yeah, I mean like that whole era movie style is kind of dead almost.
Which is sad, because like like a Princess Bride and like
Monty Python.
That shit should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I honestly hate myself for going to see Isn't It Romantic, because it's kind of like I hate supporting that kind of movie, because it literally feels like, let's just stick Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine in it and they'll make it funny, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's I don't know, it's just not my favorite. This has got to be the worst season for movie right now.
I know.
From January to February, it's just like, oh, it's so bad.
I feel like people are like, all right, Endgame comes out, so we're just gonna try and avoid it this year. We'll just
everybody's just back. Pushing everything like to February.
Yeah, because I mean, besides the Marvel movies, is there anything else that's really?
I mean, Lego Movie 2 came out. I think is about the only like shining knight.
The thing is, like, if you're gonna put something before Endgame, you have to like build that up and make it look really good.
Yeah,
which that's hard to do, because ever since whenever the second we left the theater from Infinity War, we're like, we have to wait another year for this.
Yeah.
So from then to April, whatever it comes out, we're like anticipating Endgame, where all these movies are like, hey, we're here too.
We're here too. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but you're not Endgame.
Yep. And what's it called? What's the other thing? Oh, Alita Battle Angel.
Oh yeah.
Was like supposed to be this big movie. It's made like $14 million.
Yeah, the budget on that was humongous.
Like $500 million it has to make to break even.
A lot of good memes from it though.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's like,
oh yeah, where it's like nobody and then Alita and there's just like giant eyes.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I feel like what's his face? Who
Cameron?
Who produced that movie?
James Cameron.
I feel like James just feel like he can do whatever he wants. James feel like he can just do whatever he wants and everybody will come watch it. And it's like,
well, one thing I found that I really find annoying is whenever you're trying to promote a movie, and it's like from the producer of Avatar. Like,
but nobody cares about Avatar.
Yeah. I mean, like, people do, but it's a very small section. But I mean, like, if anything, I don't want to think Avatar when I'm thinking of a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Like, what if I didn't like Avatar? I'm like, oh, this guy made Avatar, so I'm going to go see it.
Which, to me, is like, exactly. For the producer of Avatar, I'm like, I don't know if that's the one you want to talk about. Maybe like Jaws or, something a little more interesting.
Yeah. So I'm like...
Or just say from the creative mind of James Cameron.
Yeah, just say... Or not at all. Like, Endgame, for instance, doesn't say from the...
Russo brothers. Kevin Feige. Which would get me fucking hype, by the way, because the Russo brothers are amazing.
Yeah. Like, if you made movies that are huge blockbusters, but aren't always, like, good movies... I mean, most of his movies are financially successful, but they're not always the greatest movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I know... Like, if the... Marvel guys did it. Like, the Coen brothers do it a lot all the time, but they always make good movies.
Kind of.
Well, ones I've seen. Okay.
Did you like All Hail Caesar?
I hated that movie, but I didn't know that was them.
That's a Coen brothers.
Well, I didn't know that was them, so.
But they make good movies.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is the last one I saw.
Yeah.
That one was good.
And I mean, certain, like, Damien Chazelle, whenever it says that, I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm in.
Or Christopher Nolan.
Well, Christopher Nolan.
He does it all the time in trailers.
Literally don't even have to, like, tell me. I know it's a Christopher Nolan movie, you know what I mean? Just the minute it starts, I'm like, oh, that's Christopher Nolan, that's for sure. Just because his trailers are just, like... And the other thing that bothers me is just, like, telling... I hate when people tell exposition in movies.
Yeah.
In trailers. And Alita does that a lot.
Yeah.
And so does Shazam. Like, I watched the final Shazam trailer yesterday. It fucking exposites the entire... It's not even a word. It gives the exposition for the whole first half of the movie. I know it for sure. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, he's an orphan. He goes to his family. Doesn't exactly, like, want to be a part of the family. Finds the kid. Gets a friend. You know what I mean? He helps the friend out. Bullies chase him into the subway.
Mm-hmm.
He finally meets the Ancient One, turns him into
Shazam,
and here starts the movie. It's like you just gave there's no point to watch the beginning of the movie now because I know it. You know, just show me a bunch of picture. First off, you don't have to send out a trailer for me to go see the movie. Like
that's true.
Especially like for Avengers, like if they didn't put out another trailer, fine. You know what I mean?
Like they could just put like clip arts.
Well, that's kind of what they do. Is they just show like images.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like quick images that don't really give you too much. Whereas Shazam is like literally, it's like 30 seconds of him turning into the Shazam scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Did you was that the trailer with the real estate agent at the end?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, it's funny. I think that movie's gonna be funny, but it's just like, do you have to give away the whole movie? Right. You know?
0-0 at Stamford Bridge.
Nice.
They're playing Man City.
Did you hear a team got beat 20-0 in Italy?
No.
Dude, they got smashed. I think in the Serie B.
Oh,
the team got beat 20-0.
Jeez.
That's nuts.
Premier League talk of the time.
Yeah.
So, how's it feel to be a Chelsea fan right now?
Not very good.
Really? Did you hear about the ban?
What?
Chelsea got hit with a 2 transfer window ban.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do wrong?
Something to do with how you like the paying or selling us under 18-year-olds or something like that.
Great.
So.
Yippee.
So you can't sell anybody, or you can't buy anybody, but you can sell people.
Great. Which is what we need. We need to buy people. Just our team sucks.
Yeah.
Also sucks to be a Bayern fan right now too. Just getting embarrassed. It's whatever. At least you didn't lose to what's it called the other day.
What?
Who'd you lose to the other day?
Arsenal?
Yeah.
Lost the bait, but we beat them in the second leg, so we went through.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
We lost 1-0, and then we won 3-0.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess a good turnaround is worth it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ready to do this main topic, sir?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Which one do you want to do first?
Homecoming. That one came first.
Sweet.
All right. Good thing we're doing this one first because, like you said earlier with the Shazam trailers and stuff, this was not a good trailer.
No.
Basically because everyone knows this by now, but basically spoiled the movie almost.
Pretty much.
About everything was in the trailer.
Pretty much.
It was a long time ago, but I don't remember if they revealed Keaton as the dad.
I don't think they did.
Okay. So they left that in there, which was good.
But they showed that Iron Man was going to be in the movie,
mm-hmm.
and they showed that he was going to get his new suit.
Yep.
And they showed that, like, if one of the ending, what do you call it? I mean, they showed the plane at the end. They showed the
like end fight almost.
The end fight scene. They showed the
Washington Monument
scene. They showed the
Lincoln.
Boat splitting. All that stuff. It was just like,
yeah.
They showed the bank or the ATM heist scene.
Yeah.
You know, which I thought was like a really good scene, but they spoiled it.
Yeah, it's like every action moment in the movie they
pretty much. I mean,
I don't think there was really any besides like that.
But
car chase.
We know that was Sony's fault now because Sony was in charge of Sony. It was like a joint venture.
Yeah.
And Sony was in charge of the trailer, I believe. So.
It's like giving them as little work as possible and then still
messing it up.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is it's such a good movie that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do, but they did it.
Yeah.
So
with knowing like 75% of what's going to happen and still leaving happy it's fair play.
It's impressive
being able to pull that off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like this was my favorite Spider-Man movie.
For sure.
Easily.
For sure.
It isn't now, but Spider-Verse.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So, I would say the best like teenage Peter Parker we've gotten. Well, it is still.
I think he's the best Spider-Man too.
Yeah, I mean because before we had the problems with really good Spider-Man, bad Peter Parker, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Where this one, he played both perfectly.
Yep.
So.
And he's the right age.
Yeah, he's believable.
He's actually in high school.
Believable. Yeah.
Well, he's not as a human, but he pretty much could be.
One thing is like everyone else that was in the school with him was believable as well.
Yeah.
Because like before, they're all these like 6'4" dudes and these like fully developed women in high school.
the Tobey Maguire is the worst of that.
Yeah.
Like they're carrying around textbooks. Like in what high school have you seen people carrying around textbooks? Like that's at college. And I thought when he was a kid, I thought he was in college.
Yeah. He's always just been older, but Tom Holland is just younger looking, and so was everyone else they cast.
He's got the voice of a younger person as well. Yeah.
And he fits the modern day teenager, high schooler compared. It's not always about being nerdy and not fitting in, it's about being awkward.
That's like he's a nerd, but he can still fit in because nerds fit in. He's just awkward. Yep. And
it was a really good like teen movie.
It was
a high school sort of movie.
Yep.
On its own.
And it's got one of the best villains.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's one of the best villains because his what do you call it? His decision making and his motives all make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not just like he's not, merging the 7 realms to make them all dark. Like what? Why?
Yeah.
What?
He got,
you know what I mean?
He felt like he got
boned over by Tony Stark, you know what I mean?
So he's stealing the stuff that he was helping clean up, basically.
Exactly. So
and selling it. So
yeah,
you're selling it. So yeah, justifiable means for a villain is always intriguing
because he's trying to he's trying to support his family and everything. And he got screwed over. So, he had a contract and everything, and Tony Stark just came in with his new damage control and took it over.
Yep.
And so yeah, he's now he realizes he can make cool technology with the Chitauri tech, and so he's like, all right, well, if damage control is going to screw me over, I'm going to steal their shipments. You know what I mean? And I think it's also interesting because it grounds him. Like he's a grounded villain because his daughter is, Peter's love interest. Yep. So it's like it makes it so he's not just a disconnected villain that's just a guy that's doing bad things. It's like Peter has to think about what he's doing because he doesn't want to hurt his love interest's dad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, and you can tell he kind of feels the same way towards Peter. He's like, he doesn't want to hurt Peter because he's like...
Because Peter saved his daughter's life.
Exactly. And he's like, and he's a good kid. I mean, he's a good kid. He says that in the movie, And you can see this both ways because at the end, Peter saves him.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, because...
Someone asks Adrian, hey, don't you know the identity of Spider-Man? And he says, no, I don't know anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He also saves Peter.
Yeah. Which is cool because... It's not always like vengeance or I'm going to be plotting in prison forever till I'm out,
Exactly.
So
it's just good.
And it's not like a guy's evil just to be evil. It was his only action of revenge sort of, and it's not like he's he's still a good person even though he knows what he was doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And he's like willingly or not willingly, but he's forced to serve time, which he's like, that's what I deserve. So
I don't know. I don't think Adrian meant to hurt anyone besides the people that hurt him.
Yeah, and he accidentally killed one guy, but that was really it.
Oh yeah, but that guy's a villain, not like a criminal as well. Yeah. So it's like, and he accidentally did it. But
yeah, accidentally.
Yeah.
So just a really good villain performance.
Yep.
Which. They've started to master, so
what'd you say?
They started to master, so
yeah, and they put Michael Keaton in it, which is like good.
Yeah.
They also took a villain that's like, I think Spider-Man's this is gonna be Spider-Man's trademark in the Marvel universe, but take a villain that everyone thinks is a joke.
Yeah.
And make it, because the Vulture in the comics is fucking funny. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he doesn't have like the tech and the what's it called?
No, he's like an old man with the spandex on. He's got Vulture wings. He's very weird.
Exactly.
And just like Mysterio's the same way, right? He's
just normal weird guy in a fishbowl.
Ooh, the fishbowl, and he's got like stars all over his green.
That reminded me. There was a video game, it was like the PS2 Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Where there was a boss battle, you had to fight Mysterio.
Yeah.
And it was like build him up as this powerful thing and gave him like 3 health bars. And if you just hit him once, he would go down because he's just a normal dude.
That's genius.
I know, right?
Oh, that's really good.
Just build him all up and you just hit him once and he's down.
Yep.
That's funny.
I also like how Flash is like what an actual school bully is like.
Yeah.
They're not like these, like they don't like school bullies don't like, wait for everyone to get around and like punch you and stuff like that. They just kind of like jab at your character, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Your insecurities.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Flash does. Even though he's a nerd himself. I mean, he's on the decathlon team, so
that's true.
He's still a nerd. You know, he just thinks he's better than everybody else. So.
Yep.
What else you got to say about it?
I mean, there's a lot of good interaction with Peter in the suit.
Yeah, true.
When
Ned unlocks the true power of the suit, and turns off the tracking device and everything.
Yep. That's good.
That whole scene when he gets trapped inside of the damage control storage facility.
Yes.
It's good stuff. I love how he makes himself a hammock and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. And then like with Iron Man, like the mentorship sort of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love the part. It's now become a meme, but I love the part where he's like, "Well, if you were actually here, maybe I would listen to you." You know what I mean? And he bust out. Yeah. He's like, he's actually in the suit. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. I also like how he tells, what's it called? He tells Tony at the end, he's like, I would join the Avengers, but who's going to protect the neighborhood?
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's like, that's staying true to his character, like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. And
which is cool.
He's still young. He's still got a lot of other stuff to deal with. So
absolutely.
Yep. Because the whole time in the movie, he's wanting to work with the Avengers, basically. Mm-hmm. Like he's just sitting there waiting for Tony to call him or something for help. And he never does. And then Tony finally is like, hey, you want to be an Avenger?
Yep.
He's like, nah. And
another thing I really like that, like, I think the CW shows, like, absolutely made me sick of is their friends learning their true identity and being cool with it.
Right.
Like, Ned learns he's Spider-Man, and he's, like, ecstatic, which is what he would be.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, in The Flash, right?
Yeah.
Violet, or whatever. Is that her name? Violet?
Flash? The girl that comes Emma Frost?
No, the black girl.
Oh. I don't remember her name. I was an Arrow guy.
Violet. But both of those shows, people figure out their true identity, and they get mad at them that they didn't tell them. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why would they tell you? They're trying to protect you.
Exactly.
Right? And also, if I found out you were the Flash, I would be lit. I'd be like, that is awesome. Right. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be like, man. Like, man, why didn't you tell me? Yep. You could tell me anything. You know, it's like, no, I understand. I totally get it. Why you would. And that's the same way. Ned's like, oh. You know what I mean? He drops the Death Star. He's like, oh, this is awesome. And then his mom figures out at the end. Or his aunt, sorry. His aunt. And she's cool about it, She's like, yeah, I get it.
Well, she's, what the
yeah, I mean, initially, but obviously she's cool
now
about it.
Now she's fine with it now.
Because she, like, packs his suit in case he needs it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what you would do. That's a much more natural reaction.
Yeah.
The mom would be like, what the hell? Or the mom type character would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to hurt yourself, and then would come around to it. And the friend character would be like, yes, this is awesome. So, yeah.
Yep.
I thought that part was cool.
You want to rank it now or after?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So,
Stones.
The Stones. So boner score.
I gotta say, did you watch it? Rewatch it?
Yeah.
How'd you watch it?
I have it on DVD.
Oh, okay. Every place I searched, it was only available to buy, so I didn't get to watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, why is it's only available to buy? No renting anywhere, which is weird.
Isn't it on Netflix?
Oh.
Damn.
They just skipped that one. I wonder, it's probably because Sony might not have a deal with Netflix.
Yeah, I bought it on DVD on Black Friday. It was like $2.97 for the Blu-ray HD. If you want it, you can borrow it.
Well, no need to watch it again now.
It's a good video.
Yeah, I got you though. I'm trying to think. Like,
I would say no.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
I wasn't excited to see it
coming out, and I did try to watch it for this, but I just couldn't. But
sure.
I wasn't necessarily excited, so no.
Yeah. Okay. Cinematography.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The suit looks good.
Oh yeah,
and really the scene at what's it called? The Washington Monument.
Yeah,
is freaking cool.
Oh yeah,
the way he like opens the he glides the first time over the helicopter, and he has to like do all this stuff with webbing to save the elevator. It's good stuff. Rewatchability. I guess I'll chime in for this.
I would have if I could have.
Exactly.
So I would watch it.
And it's good. The second time around, it's just as interesting as the first time. Yeah. It's refreshing to go back and watch it, actually. Acting, good stuff.
Oh, it was really good.
Everyone's good in that.
Everyone.
What's it called? Even the young sub characters, which is like always my least favorite. Like Flash is good.
Yep.
Flash, the bully. And
Ned, he's good.
Ned is good, and
MJ, Zendaya,
she was good. She's really good.
Even the love interest, I don't remember exactly.
And all the teenagers feel like actual teenagers.
Yeah.
Like they have like a party that they go to, and it feels like what an actual party would be like. Not like naked girls everywhere jumping into pools topless and like people fucking partying and doing drugs and shit. That's not how like high school parties were.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They were just kind of like these chill things where like groups of people would just hang out together in clumps. That's like exactly what that felt like. You know what I mean? Wasn't some dumb, movies just get that wrong all the time. That's dumb. Okay. Engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and then the story is really good.
Really good.
It makes sense. And I like how he quits the decathlon because you know what I mean? And then it's like he has to rejoin because they're going to Maryland, and he's like, "Oh, that's where," you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the
heist
the heist is, you know? Or it's at least it's close, you know?
Yeah.
So, yep. It makes sense. It's not just like, you know,
just going to go.
Yep, and it also got him out of New York City, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Because you never get to see Spider-Man outside of New York City.
Well, you've seen him more outside of New York City than in, I would say. Because Civil War was in Germany, and this, he was in New York and then Washington, D.C.
Yep.
And now he's going to be in, like, Spain, I think, or just somewhere in Europe.
Europe? Just London.
Well, I think there was more than one place.
Yeah, you're
Spain,
right. They're in like Italy. Right? They're in
because I mean, there was
Sicily.
the London Bridge, and then they're in like the boats on the river.
Isn't that Venice?
Yes.
And then where did we get to go in the last 5 Spider-Man movies? All 3 of the
a lot of construction
Maguire.
buildings.
That's such a good point. Like they always fight in fucking constructed buildings,
in development buildings, skyscrapers.
So that they can just destroy them, and nobody cares.
Yep.
God, that's such a good point.
Oh, that's funny.
He's not even in New York City very much. He's in like Brooklyn.
Well, he's Queens.
Queens, thank you.
Huh. And apparently, I don't know for sure. I don't know what the accents are like, but apparently he actually like studied like a Queens accent and used it compared to just some normal English accent.
What? Cool. I'm excited for Far From Home.
I am too.
I think I'm more excited for that than I am.
We're some fans of Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Yee Hall. Yeah. And I'm just excited to see, like, I don't know, it's just, you get to go to London, and it's just like, I'm just excited to see this cast of people again. Yeah. So, for sure. So that's 5 out of 6. Pretty
Not
good.
Bad. You want to rank it now?
Yep. Let me, hold on, uno momento. Marvel rank.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to have some major readjusting to do.
So you got 1 is Winter Soldier, 2 is Civil War, and then 5 is Avengers. 6 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what's open? 3, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 13, and 18.
18. There's not an 18.
You're right.
We had to cut one off. We
got over 3, 4, and 13.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna move to look at this. Ow. So I think, for me anyway, 3 and 4. I know what 3 and 4 should be, and that's the one we're about to talk about, and Black Panther.
Really?
I think so.
I think you're right.
We'll discuss which one goes.
But I think
where.
it's better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know. I would say. Let's see. What's number 9? Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I would put it at 9 and then move everything down 1. After 9.
That makes sense. I like that. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. And so So Guardians of the Galaxy would go into 13, and then Ultron 12. Right?
Ant-Man 11, Strange 10, Spider-Man 9, Iron Man 8, Captain America: First Avenger 7, Guardians of the Galaxy the first one 6, Avengers 5, and then 3 and 4.
Nice. So yep, and we have 2 movies left that come before Infinity War. So because we're not including Captain Marvel or Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Cool. I
Works
like it.
with me.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are we doing?
Ragnarok.
Cool.
Yeah. So we actually had a cool time going to see Ragnarok because we decided to pull a double header that day because
sure did.
Justice League came out at the same time, and we went and saw both in the same, like, right back to back.
Back to back.
We left one theater to go to the other right after that one ended.
Was Justice League second?
I don't remember.
I can remember one movie was better than the other.
Yes.
But yeah, Ragnarok was fun.
Oh, it was real fun.
It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it twice now, other than that.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
And it's like, it holds up. It's funny every single time.
Yep.
And what's it called? It actually, like, you go into it thinking it's not going to have much bearing on the next movie, but it actually does have quite a bit on Avengers, which is kind of surprising. Yeah. And what's it called? I don't know. And you get like introduced to some really cool characters that you didn't think were gonna pop up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Valkyrie, Korg.
For instance. It's my favorite.
Yeah. Like, this movie basically, like, saved Thor.
Yeah, for sure.
Because before he was just like this blonde bimbo.
Pretty much.
That was heir to the throne, and he acted like one.
But yeah, he's just kind of a douche, and he's, pretty looking Australian dude. So
yeah, and he got like a really big reality check in this one. So
for sure,
and it showed, and it was a lot more kind of relatable, even though he's still like the god of thunder. So
I mean, he's a god, so
yeah.
But he does more things. He learns more about himself because he doesn't just have his hammer. He can't just throw it around and demolish everybody. He has to learn to like be powerful himself. You know what I mean?
What are you, the god of hammers?
Exactly.
That was really good.
And you get to see how arrogant he is at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's very arrogant at the beginning, and then he gets his tool that he's been using for the last blank years to just beat through any problem he has.
Yep.
Taken away from him. And it's just, I think it's a good story arc to begin with, you know? Is like, because they kind of spoiled it in the trailer, but if you didn't know that going in and that happened, you'd be like, what? They destroyed, like that is Thor. Like, it's Thor and then his hammer. Yeah. So the fact that it's gone out of this universe is pretty interesting. It's a big step. Yep. And it happened in a movie that I thought was just going to be a fun ride, right? But it like has real consequences.
And, well, yeah, I mean, he basically had to sacrifice Asgard to win.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
You know, because he has to carry an entire planet somewhere else now because that was the only way of survival. So.
Yep. And he's like the protector of his people now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was basically him becoming king, like royally king. So it was nice because you get he's at the top after, like, what was the last movie he was in? Ultron. And he goes back to Asgard to figure out about the stones and stuff. And the movie just starts he's captured and whatever. You know, he's still arrogant about it.
Yep.
And he just beats these guys up like easily. And then he gets back and realizes everything with his father. His father dies. Then his sister comes back and he's outmatched. And so he's basically thrown off his pedestal all the way to basically like a warrior slave.
Yep. He lands on that trash planet. He gets taken up by Valkyrie. He has to fight. Hela's a really just like nuts, overpowered villain.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, crazy.
Just Asgard in general makes her stronger.
Yeah, which is just like, you know, like when she shows up, she's just destroying people left and right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, which is cool because Thor is overpowered.
Yeah.
So to give him somebody that's actually like a good match is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially because she like takes him down a notch, you know? So. And just learning the like backstory of like Hela and all that was very interesting. And, you know, she goes and like revives her wolf and everything. That was like just really cool to see. Much more. They just did a lot more interesting stuff with Asgard than the past movies have.
And you could probably speak to this, but they like kind of revived the Hulk as well. Because before he was not as interesting. Like with his movies, and then in Avengers and Age of Ultron, it was like, him like hating to be the Hulk, and it was just kind of like a side thing where you're just like, just killing screen time. Whereas in this, it's like it was more dynamic.
Yeah.
Where because he's been the Hulk for however many years.
Well, he has a relationship with the Hulk.
Yeah, they've built this back and forth thing.
Yeah, the Hulk is almost like a separate personality of his. You know. Yeah. Which is much more interesting than just like, like in the first Avengers, they found him and he was like trying to kill himself. You know what I mean? It's that's not very interesting. It's like, and then in the second Avengers, it's like they have to, he has to be helped to come back down, you know, which produces this weird off love story between him and Romanoff. Which is just kind of convoluted and just kind of thrown into that movie. You know what I mean? But like in this one, it's like it's interesting to see, especially when he comes back. When he turns back into what's it called, Banner after the longest time. It's like he's like, where am I? What have I? It's like it's been 2 years since he's been Banner. Yeah, and so it's like you said, it's much more interesting and dynamic character arc for the Hulk and for Banner.
Bruce, yeah.
Yep.
And he got a lot more personality display in this one compared to the other one. He's like angry scientist.
Exactly, right?
Where now he's like...
Or he's just like Tony Stark's sidekick, really. Like science sidekick.
Yeah.
And this one, he's like... He got some personality. He got some jokes, some ideas, some funny parts. So
exactly. And it's funny because he still hasn't quite mastered the Hulk.
No.
Which usually you would be like, because it's taken him a long time movies wise, and throughout these years, it's like 10 years, and he still hasn't mastered the partnership between him and the Hulk.
Yeah,
because he's like, because Valkyrie's like, do I know you? I feel like I know you, and he's like, I'm not who I look like I am, and he jumps out of the plane and just lands on the bridge.
Yep.
You know, because he's trying to turn into the Hulk, but he just hasn't mastered that yet. It's cool to see that compared to someone fighting with something, and like in other movies, for instance, not Marvel, and then they'll master it in a really short time. Yep. But this is like 10 years of in-movie time.
It's almost like he's getting worse.
Yeah, because
like
now he
can't. At the beginning, he used to be able to just like, hey, we need the Hulk, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now there's like this dynamic between him and the Hulk because he gave the Hulk enough time to develop.
Yeah.
As like an actual person.
Yeah.
So now there's like, they have this.
Because he's like the Hulk's like a kid almost.
Yeah.
So
the Hulk's like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So now him and the Hulk have this weird like relationship that they have to get around where he's like, dude, I kind of need you right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And then in Infinity War, he refuses to come out.
He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we understand why.
Yeah.
Got freaking demolished and
got
thrown
demolished
back to Earth.
He's probably tired of winning all battles for Banner.
True.
Like Banner needs to learn how to do it himself sometimes. So.
He does.
It's really
beats
cool.
Up the big guy.
Because the Hulk just like wasn't really.
Is Banner still alive at the end of that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was in the Hulk Buster.
Okay.
Remember, all the original Avengers are still alive. So all the Avengers from the first Avengers are alive. Captain, Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson, Hulk, Thor.
Thor's still alive?
Thor's still alive. Hawkeye. That's who I was trying to think. They're all still alive.
Hawkeye's off in Japan.
You know, I heard something that was funny. Is like in the span of like 3 movies, or like 2.5.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's gotten like 3 different new suits, but Hawkeye's just been wearing a tank top. Been wearing a tank top with the sleeves
yet. Damn.
The funny is he's been with S.H.I.E.L.D. like the longest out of anybody.
I guess he's just
Iron Man's like, nah, you won't get anything.
Damn, you could really do some cool stuff with some Hawkeye suits.
You could, man.
Especially if you have nanoparticles, like he would never run out of arrows. Remember when he runs out of arrows in that one movie?
Yeah. The first Avengers, he just runs out.
He runs out of arrows and he has to take some.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I thought that was funny. I saw that on Twitter. I think it was Twitter. That's great.
Why would you run out of arrows?
Well, it's not like you can carry an infinite supply.
But I feel like...
Find something more practical, dude.
Like a gun.
I'm pretty sure he carries one, but... I don't know. It's... It just doesn't, like...
It's just not the best hero of all time.
It just doesn't, like... age well with current day.
It also doesn't age well with current villains.
That's true.
Right? Like he
Thanos
fell out of his
guy.
depth with the Chitauri. What's he gonna do against Thanos? Like,
yeah, exactly.
If you shot
he's got
Thanos
a sword this time
with an arrow, it would just dink right off of him. Like Thanos is a beast. He does have a sword this time. Great, let's get close combat with Thanos. That sounds like a good idea.
It's only a one-sided sword.
What a bot.
Because remember he puts it on his arm and slides it?
You're right.
Like if that was a double-sided sword, his arm would just like...
What if you forgot which side was which? That's in the trailer. Oh, shit. Can you imagine? They just be like, really? Yeah. Really? This is what we got to fight with? God.
But he's got a sick new haircut.
What an asshole. Oh, man.
That's funny.
What's his name? Clint. Like Clint, dog.
Clint Barton.
We can't have you cutting yourself, man.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man, you got a man that cuts himself, and then you got freaking Ant-Man like, hello, at the gates.
Yep.
Oh, dude,
that's great.
Okay,
ready to rank?
Yeah, let's do it. What was I gonna say? Oh, this is one of the funniest movies.
Oh,
but
that's sure.
That's completely down to Taika Waititi. He's just a funny guy, and Krog is
the fact he could throw in a rock paper scissors joke. And be hilarious with it because he was like, because he's made of rocks, and he was like, I was trying to start a revolution, but we ran out of pamphlets, which basically paper beat him.
Exactly.
That's funny.
If it's something you'd be interested in, I'm starting a revolution. So funny. Yeah. Piss off, Ghost.
Yeah.
All right. So good. All right.
Stones.
Boner score.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was excited for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Rewatchability.
Oh, yeah.
Acting.
Oh, yeah. Engagement.
Oh, yeah. Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 6.
I think that's a full snap.
Yeah.
You have a very, like, what do you call it? You have a very full snap. It's not a very, like...
It's not...
Yeah, that...
Ooh, that was a good one. I don't know how that sounds, though. Oh, there's a spike.
Yeah, there's, like, multiple spikes now. Great.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just good. It's just a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, what's his face? Shit. Help me.
Loki.
No.
Oh.
The Grandmaster.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum is like,
yeah, he's
perfect.
Good. I honestly bet they're like, just be yourself.
I think they were just like, go for it, buddy.
Man.
Just do your thing. Here's some lines that you can or cannot say. It's up to you, my friend. And he just nails that.
They probably
shit.
gave him an outline of the script with his parts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was a lot of what do you call it? Improvisation.
Yeah.
Because there's a YouTube video with where Taika Waititi breaks down scenes. And he talks about that. He says, I just kind of let the actors do their stuff because they're very smart and very funny. It
shows, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And this is definitely where you can start to see Marvel start to take their hand off of the, you know what I mean? They're not trying to guide everything. They just say, hey, we need it to end in a place where Thor ship gets taken over. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, that's our goal.
Yeah.
So if you can help us get there, we'd like to follow your vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, they even got one of the Infinity Stones in there without making a focal point, basically.
Exactly.
Because Loki's like, hello.
Yeah.
So
I do like when Hela walks by the gauntlet. She's like, fake. That's funny.
Not bad. Talking about the I almost said Allspark. What is it? The cube.
The Tesseract?
Allspark.
Oh, yeah, not bad. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I also like the way they beat them. They beat her.
Yeah.
It's like they had to sacrifice a lot to beat her. It wasn't just like, I think you said this already, but it wasn't just like, you know, hey, we beat her, moving on. It's like, no, we lost an eye.
We don't even know if she's dead.
A lot of people. She may not be dead, and Asgard is gone, and Heimdall's, you know, like Heimdall had to save a whole bunch of people, but a bunch of people died. Like a lot. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right. You got an 8 for a debate?
Not exactly. It's something we could discuss, which I've seen come up a lot on, like, different platforms and stuff.
Yes.
Well, where do you want to put Thor Ragnarok?
Oh, shit, my bad.
3 or 4? Is it better than Black Panther?
I think so.
I think so, too.
I think Black Panther is good, but I think it's like blown out of proportion because of what it is.
Yeah.
But I think Ragnarok's a better movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
3 it is.
3 it is.
Nice.
Let me put that in while you tell me what we're doing.
All right, so you remember when we did our first character showdown?
Yeah.
And one of the last things you said, like if I did superheroes but we didn't, it was you pick the Spider-Verse thing. Where we picked a superhero and we picked 3 different incarnations.
Yep.
A lot of people on Twitter have been asking, like, if you could do that with actors and their movie characters, who would win? So, like, Samuel L. Jackson was one. Chris Pratt, he was a funny one. Andy Dwyer, and that would be hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's funny.
Ryan Reynolds would probably be pretty overpowered.
I was just about to say Ryan Reynolds. He's pretty good.
I mean, he's been Deadpool twice. He was Green Lantern and Pikachu.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I mean, who else?
Josh Brolin's probably the most overpowered.
Oh, yeah. I saw him, too. That's true.
I mean, that's
Thanos, Cable, someone else. I don't know.
I can't remember his other 2, but they were like, they're good.
Yeah. So, I thought that was interesting because we, like, kind of talked about that before.
Chris Evans would be good.
He'd be...
he's got the Human Torch.
Human Torch.
And, what's it called? Captain America. And a dad.
He was part of The Losers.
The Losers.
The movie, The Losers. They were like It wasn't necessarily a superhero movie, but they were like hitman sort of stuff.
Yep. What's his face? I guess this is kind of cheating, but Hugh Jackman is like 7 different incarnations of Wolverine, but that's kind of cheating. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I think Ryan Reynolds is very good.
Yeah.
And I think Josh Brolin's like unbeatable. You know what I mean? It's Cable and gosh, his other ones were good too. I can't remember what they were though.
Who, Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
I know, man.
But they were very good.
Well, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, look it up.
So also, let's see. He was in Sicario, No Country for Old Men, Men in Black 3.
That was one of them.
Right. American Gangster, Jonah Hex. That was one.
Yeah. The cowboy.
Yeah, that's actually a DC movie. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Damn, he's been in a lot.
So he's got some good ones. Right. So since we took a week off since you had the flu.
Yeah.
I actually been watching a lot of movies. I've watched a lot of good movies in the last week or two, especially because Brooke. I asked her, I was like, "What's your favorite movie?" And she said, "I don't know." So I've just been showing her a bunch of good movies that I like that I don't mind rewatching just to show her. Let's see. We watched Searching.
Yeah.
She really liked that one.
Good.
We watched Seven. I know.
Did she like it?
She really did.
Nice.
That's surprising.
Nice.
We watched Pulp Fiction.
Whew.
That was actually probably her favorite one.
Okay.
Which I was surprised. I was like, I don't know if you'll like this, but
Pulp Fiction is a very interesting movie.
Yeah, because it's it's not in order, which if you don't know anything about it prior, it's hard to pay attention to sometimes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of takes a lot of focus.
Well, and she kept asking, "What's in the briefcase?" Which I explained to what things I've heard.
Yes,
but it's never been like fully established, or whatever.
Yeah, I think the main one is it's the guy's soul.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I told her.
Yeah.
Well, and she does this thing, which I always get on to her about. She always asks questions. Like, when we were watching Seven, she was like, this was halfway through the movie. Like, when, right after the second murder happened.
Yeah.
She was like, does she die? Like, Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm like, I'm not going to answer that.
And you can't.
She was like, I don't want her to die. I just want to know if she's going to die. I'm like, I'm not going to answer that. Because if I say no, you won't believe me. And if I say yes, you'll get mad at me for answering.
Yeah, so you have to... Like, I do the same thing when Megan asked me, and I'll just tell her, like, if she said, does Gwyneth Paltrow die? I go, no.
You're all right, yeah.
Just very quick.
Yeah.
Right? Which feels like, okay, there's no way she dies. You know what I mean?
Well,
but if you go, no, then it's like,
yeah,
you have to be ready for that question to come.
Yeah.
So she goes, hey, does Gwyneth Paltrow die? You go, no. And no, she doesn't.
Yeah, and I'm like, because, like, we watch Psych, like, an episode every night or other or something. And she asked about the thing. It's like, did he do it? I'm like, you need to stop asking questions you don't want to find the answer to.
It's been so long since I've watched Psych, and it's so long, I'd probably be like, oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, so she always asks questions. I'm like, don't ask questions if you don't want to know the answer to them.
Yep.
And we watched Bohemian Rhapsody last night.
Ugh.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much.
It's not that great.
Because I don't know how true it is, but it felt predictable.
It's
like they get together, they get success, they break up, they get back together.
I think it started really well.
Yeah. From like the first 3/4 of it, I was most intrigued whenever they were playing music.
Yeah.
So it was like in between songs, it was kind of a downer in the beginning for me, anyway.
I really like to see like their development, like how they figured out, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How they would like make music, and like, each person in the band would like come up with something, and then that would become a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that, like, there's the one where he's like, I want to get the crowd into it, and it's stuff like that. Part's interesting, but then it just felt like it detoured and became all about Freddie, and I'm like, but I don't really.
I mean, it is technically a Freddie Mercury movie, but
it's called Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not called Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Right?
So it's like, and you made the focal point about the band, right? So but then it just like detours into this long.
Well, I mean, there was times like I couldn't tell you the other band members' names.
True.
And even they said it in times, I was like, oh, okay, that's that. And I just couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Even like I was trying to remember their names.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. It was hard.
Yeah.
So. Really good music, though.
Oh, yeah, it's good if you want to sit there and listen to some music. And that final scene's pretty sweet.
Yeah, the Live Aid concert?
The Live Aid concerts?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's sweet. Mm-hmm. I watched a movie this week. I had to buy it because you can't rent it from anywhere, but I was all right buying it. It's called Free Solo. It's about Alex Honnold. He's a rock climber that free solos, which means he climbs without any rope or without any partner.
Right.
So he's literally just like alone on a wall. And most of the time people free solo like 500 foot, 800 foot little sections, right? Faces. But Alex has become famous for like free soloing 2,000, 3,000 foot walls that take him 3 hours to do. And people are just, you know what I mean? Like, people are amazed. And so Free Solo is his story of being the first person ever to free solo El Cap, which is in Yosemite Valley.
Yeah.
When I've seen with my own 2 eyes in real life, and holy shit.
Nice. And
if you're afraid of heights, don't watch that movie, because, man, it's something else. Like, there's a part where he has to do this thing called the boulder problem.
Right.
And it's probably the hardest part of the whole climb. And he has to, like, kick his leg out to a wall. And, man, it's just, like...
Nice.
Whew! It's nuts. But, yeah, it's a really good movie.
What was that movie where he tight-lined between the Twin Towers? Was that the Walk?
Yeah, we went to go see that.
Yeah, The Walk?
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt or something like that. That was a good movie, too.
Ugh, I hate it.
Why'd you hate it?
It was just boring. I'm not afraid of heights, and that didn't bother me. It was just like, eh.
You're right. It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But that was fake. You know what I mean? Like, that movie was fake.
Right.
But this is, like, for real. So this is like a documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. I told you this already, but I'll tell the listeners.
Yeah.
If there are any. I finally completed Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
100%. Not like just finished we've done that 100
dude,
times.
It was, oh man.
It
was stressful near the end.
Yeah, there's this thing called game padding. It's a term in the industry where you do things to make your game longer.
Yep.
So there'll be like parts of a game where like you feel like you're doing repetitive things, and it's just making it longer. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, for example, like Spider-Man games, like you have to beat a lot of crime, just random crime, right? To get to the next level. And it's like, that's just game padding. You know what I mean? You're just trying to make your game more full or anything like that.
And I'll tell like what this game did, for instance. So, this is the Complete Saga, so you have all 6 episodes.
Yep.
And there's 6 episodes, or 6 stories per episode. So you had to go through each episode and complete it normally. Mm-hmm. And then you had to go back and free play and get all the mini kits. Mm-hmm. Then you had to do the challenge mode, which you had a time limit to do the blue mini kits. Mm-hmm. And then you had to do the super story, which you had to do all 6 stories inside the episode in under an hour and collect 100,000 coins. This, like, because you had to do the same story, like, it was 5 times to do it, and it was so aggravating.
There's some that are really fun.
Yeah, there are. Well, like, because the first time through and then the challenge mode, you can do it with like cheats and stuff on to make it more fun, or like with the characters you want to do it. But like the challenge mode and the super story, you had to play it normal, like no cheats, or you had to play with those characters.
Yeah.
And oh man, there were some aggravating levels without having like invincibility on or something.
I'm like, for example, like some of the levels that I know for sure that are just like boring and like not fucking fun at all are like the ship levels.
Yep. Well, the very last one in the game is when you have to blow up the Death Star. In episode 6, it's into the Death Star or something.
And you have to do the trench run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's annoying. It's annoying
because there's like these zapper things.
Yes.
That'll like not blow you up, but they'll like stop you, and you just spin there for like 10 seconds. You just get caught in between two, and just like 10 minutes, and you're just getting stuck.
So annoying.
Got 100%. It took me 30 hours. So.
God.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
How big is that gamer like that? You get an achievement for doing that?
Probably. I could look it up.
Probably like 100 G.
For what? Doing the completing 100%?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Achievements. It's a 360 game, yeah, so it should show, right? Then we have that problem whenever... I don't have all the achievements yet, but I've completed the game. It was 100 G.
Nailed it.
For 100%.
Nice.
Yeah. Still a fun game. Now I just don't have anything to do on it. So.
Yeah, so it's done.
Unless I wanted to complete all the objectives, but like the challenges on the Xbox.
Oh.
But.
Nah.
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. I do have our list for next week.
What is it?
This one, it might be hard, but I'm not sure. It's kind of Oscar themed.
Okay.
All right, so we're only going to do 5 because I don't know how hard it's going to be. But it's the 5 most complete movies. So this is like everything from trailer, acting, soundtrack, score, like story, just everything. Just perfect. Even though not necessarily like your favorite movie, but like there's like no flaws almost, if you know what I'm saying. Or it's hard to find. I thought it was kind of Oscar themed. So
not like the best picture or the best cinematography or anything, just the best everything.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have the best score, best acting, best cinematography, best trailer. That's gonna be a big one.
I know.
Because like Shawshank Redemption's trailer is ass.
Well, I've noticed it's like older movies, like The Prestige, for instance. The trailer for it, it's not bad. It's just like not very intriguing.
Yeah, it doesn't make you want to go watch the movie.
Yeah. Something like that, for instance, was an example I thought of. Like, the movie, all the acting, everything was really good, like, score and stuff.
That's going to be interesting. Because I think that opens up a lot of movies that are not that great, but, like, opens it up to them being great because they check all the other boxes as well. Huh. Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah, I said... And we'll only do 5 because don't know how hard that will be.
That might take us a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Should be fun.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Adios.